freaks. I'm here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lip. And I'm going to just move on forward with that BROADscope 2023 prediction series for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or loaded 12th house. 3 or more planets in that house, or a strong planetary placement, such as the ones I described before. Just going to go into my quick little preamble here. Do be aware this is a collective reading, so a lot of different stories come in. Please engage your intuition, stay open-minded, and just tune into those overarching themes, and you run them through your own internal filter and determine how they are speaking to you in your situation. Understand that cross-watcher energy can come into the mix, so flip-flop the roles as need be. Also understand that if you're hearing something activating from the other's point of view, maybe there's a bit of mirroring going on. There's a lot you can use that information for to be able to get on the same page with somebody, so just hear it out, be open-minded. You may not agree with what you're hearing, but often that's the case. We see things one way, somebody else sees them another. We think we're right, we think they're wrong, so just be open-minded and understand that maybe y'all are feeling more similar than you realize, okay? There's also the piece of the signs when I call them out in the read. Don't get too stuck on it, because again, it can be for any strong placement in the chart, like the ones that I've mentioned. So you don't walk through this life knowing every person's natal chart. You probably know a little bit about those that you're closest to if you're into this kind of thing, tarot readings and such. But do understand it could be any strong planetary placement, or they could just really be embodying that energy. So don't let it be a limitation. All right, I bring it in because people find it fun, and sometimes it's extremely validating in their situation. Pay attention to energy. If the energy matches, the energy matches. All right. And same thing with gender and all those other specifics. Flip flop roles as you need to. You know how the message is speaking to you. All right, Pisces. I have to tell you, I had the craziest time getting to your read, like the craziest time, unlike any other read. Talk about connectivity issues. I feel like you're having some connectivity issues. I'm also getting the vibes of a missed connection. Like there's somebody that you're supposed to connect with, but there's like all this static on the line. Like that can be like not able to get on the same page on something. This can be also distance apart from each other, and this is creating an interrupting factor. It can also be a lot of obstacles are in the way between the two of you connecting. Now, this could be somebody that you have dealt with in the past that you couldn't. Oh, yeah, I was like, this deck is having a hard time putting itself together. Okay, maybe they're having a hard time putting themselves together. Maybe it was hard trying to bring this connection together. Something kind of like, yeah, I feel like somebody got shut out with this 5 of Pentacles in reverse. This person might have also dealt with a lot of financial instability. And so this was also causing problems in the connection. You may have just felt like this person went missing for a while too. You were wondering where they were, wondering if they were okay. Something's turning around in this situation, though. I feel like you're going to make this connection with this person. And this doesn't necessarily have to be just like feeling shut out on a very like practical level, like not seeing this person for a while, or not being in contact with them because they've been holding back their energy. This could also be like somebody like straight up like cut you off because there was some like disagreement, not able to get on the same page. I feel like there's something about this that's front and center for you in 2022. Ooh, why did I say 2022? Maybe this is something that came up a lot in 2022. Maybe this person was in your mental space a lot. Maybe you could feel this person's energy kind of coming back into your life in 2022. I think 2023 is when you see it come around the bend. Let's take a look. Let's see what's coming in, all right? What's coming in for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or Pac 12th house in the new year of 2023. Everything, like the cards, shuffling them. I had online issues, like something, the energy is really like gridlocked in your situation. This could have to do with a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I think that you're waiting to see some kind of action on this person's part. Maybe you feel like they need to step up to the plate. They haven't really taken charge in a situation. You might feel like this person's a little immature. Yeah, I feel like there was some kind of promise made. There was some kind of forward motion that was presented. Something was going to move forward. There's some kind of offer made in the past around this individual. It looked like there was going to be some kind of celebration, you know, with the Four of Wands. You may have felt very much in alignment with this individual as well. This person could have been held up because they have another connection. Maybe they are in a serious committed relationship. Sometimes the Four of Wands can be living with another person or in a marriage, you know, something along these lines, a serious committed relationship. We do have this card coming in with the Hangman. Maybe you're the one who's hung up, Pisces. Maybe you're in a committed relationship or otherwise committed in some situation that's preventing you from moving forward with this individual. We see that there was some, you know, love offer that was extended. There was some kind of romantic invitation with the Knight of Cups. Again, this is your energy, Pisces. So you may be feeling very drawn to this individual, and yet there's some kind of commitment, something you're connected to that prevents you from having forward motion with this individual. I do see you like extending some kind of offer, reaching out, messaging this person with the Page of Cups. But with the fish here in the cup, there's something a little bit fishy about this. If you have romantic leanings and you're in some kind of committed connection, that could be what's fishy. You know, we do see that that Hangman is in place. This is all your energy right here. It's very interesting too, because I'm noticing the way the cards are coming out. Let me show you here. We got the Knight of Cups, okay, the Page of Cups. They're facing each other. This kind of shows me like you almost in a communication with yourself, trying to make up your mind. Like you feel the desire to reach out towards this person. You feel the desire to connect with this person. This person could also have strong Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio placements in their chart. I think that this person had reached out to you before, maybe with an offer, but you felt a little suspicious of it. Something was kind of fishy about them extending themselves towards you emotionally. Maybe you've sat with it and you're wondering if you should take them up on the offer they proposed, or maybe if you should pursue this, okay? But it's really interesting to me because this individual, this fire sign, is not facing in your direction. And it's almost like your energy is turned on itself, like you are having communication with parts of yourself to try to decide how you should move forward emotionally in regard to this individual. Again, Page of Wands. I see they're not in communication. If you were in communication before, something has been put on pause here, okay? Something has been put on pause with the Hangman. Now, I see that you might be doing a lot of kind of healing work around this. This is something that might really be coming up for you emotionally. Again, we see with the star, there's like this reflection. You're kind of looking at yourself. You're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're trying to understand what's coming up for you, what you're feeling. I do have to say spiritual cleansing baths would be very helpful for you. You might have this person's energy signature very strongly in your space. And so there's a need for you to kind of like get their energy out of your space so you can just sink more into your own element and what you're feeling. This will help provide some clarity. There might have been times when you were really like diving into your subconscious around this individual with that star energy. I think you're starting to like rise up out of that. You know, you've got some kind of enlightenment, some kind of awareness during this pause while you've had to hang out here. I feel like there's been a pause in this situation. I'm also seeing here, it's really interesting, and it's the only one that came, you know, in the reverse. The rest of the deck is upright, bottom of the deck energy. We got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is what I see as with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse is that potentially this is a situation that like threw you a bit out of your power. You know, when you're in the 9 of Pentacles, you're in that pre-Empress energy. You're really able to create abundance for yourself. You feel very much in your element. You feel strong. You feel empowered. You know, it's right before you level up, fully. There's a confidence, there's a self-assurance, you know, really feeling yourself. It's a very positive, like glow up kind of energy, that 9 of Pentacles. For it to be in reverse, that makes me feel like, you know, you feel like somebody kind of dimmed your shine with the moon here, okay? Dimmed your shine with the moon here. And I feel like you've been using work, you know, using work to kind of distract yourself. This is really interesting though, because look what comes up in reverse after that, the Magician in reverse, an extremely manipulative energy paired with the 8 of Pentacles. This could be somebody who's like a master manipulator. Like they really know how to like, they know how to push those buttons. They know how to get your hot spots. You know, they know how to really get to you. In some cases, if you're dealing with somebody who works with the occult, this can indicate somebody did some kind of working. Maybe that's why their energy is so much in your space. Maybe that's why you feel a little knocked off your block. Okay, I have to bring it in. This is BroadCoven. Even more reason for doing those spiritual cleansing baths. With the, you know, significator of the wand suit showing up, they could have a strong Aries placement with that Magician in reverse. That would be Aries energy. So that's something to be mindful of there. Where things are blocked, you know, and you've been in this period of sort of being in the shadow, like I feel like you've been doing a lot of self-reflection. I feel like you've been keeping to yourself. I think you've been holding space a lot around a particular individual, and you've been trying to shine a light on matters and see things clearly. And you've been looking at some more of the kind of like darker stuff, you know, those darker, deeper questions that can keep us up at night, where we're doing a little bit of soul searching. I think some kind of light, some kind of illumination is coming forward for you in 2023. I feel like things will really be illuminated in the first 2 months of 2023 for you. Okay, really opening up, and it leads to some kind of victory. All right, some type of success. And the success comes through a tower, something getting torn the fuck down. I feel this is like a liberation energy, to be honest with you. It feels like a liberation from somebody who held you down in the past, somebody that maybe had a lot of sway over you in the past, and you've kind of risen above that. You've done a lot of healing work around this individual. There's some kind of ending in this connection. That really is a big healing for you. I feel like it has something to do with you standing in your power in relation to this individual. We're going to do a breakdown for you, okay? I had to follow that train of thought with your reading because I did get such a strong message coming in for you before I even started. So I wanted to really go forward with that. I'm seeing a lot of cards. It's wild. The cards that ended up in reverse for you with this are all cards that have to do with balance. Potentially, you know, this situation with this individual, just their energy, it can have like a blocking energy, a thwarting kind of energy that prevents you from really manifesting your abundance. You know, there's something about this energy that holds you back, you know, holds you back. This is not an energy that would want you to be like, you know, in your strength and in your power. This is an energy that prefers you being a little bit more subservient. All right. I don't think that works for you. You know, maybe this individual had some big D energy, or they, you know, they knew how to throw it down on the sheets. If in between the sheets, if you all were romantically involved with each other, or maybe they, you know, brought something to the table. If this wasn't a romantic connection where it really, you know, gave you the opportunity to get a level up, so you might have compromised certain things in the past just to make the connection work, like this piece coming in. But I feel like ultimately you felt held back by this connection. There's some kind of healing happening in this situation here. All right. You're the only sign that came through for a specific like read to even start this out. So this must be something that you've been grappling with. There must be something of this here that, you know, has been in your head space. And so it's sort of front and center. I switched to a different deck though, because I don't want that to filter into this read. We're doing a specific zodiac house read. Okay. I'm breaking up your year ahead into 12 different areas of life in association with the zodiac wheel. So this will give you a comparable view of what 2023 has in store for you. I feel like I'm tripping over my words with you a lot. You know, there's some piece here about like communication being garbled, cut off, blocked, issues on this level. Yeah, look, you're doing some big moving away from an old energy. Bottom of the deck energy, basis of the matter is you're moving into 2023. 8 of Cups. Okay, this is choosing the path of heart. This is choosing to build a bridge and get over it. This is choosing to walk away from that which has depleted you, disappointed you, and moving towards where you really feel energetically pulled from a heart level. So let's check it out, okay? I'm going to do shuffling now. I will put timestamps pinned in the comments after this airs live, so you can easily skip ahead sections and just go straight to the reading. But you know, you kind of got a little bonus read, Pisces, a little bonus read. Maybe you needed just a little extra support coming in. So first, we're going to look at you in 2023. Let's get a view of where Pisces is going to be. Okay, and this came in as a crossing influence, so we'll keep it just like that. I'm going to get all these out on the board, and then we'll dive into the read. Show me where Pisces money is going to be at in 2023. Show me about Pisces and the bag. What's coming up in finances for Pisces in 2023? What's coming up for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or loaded 12th house in 2023? All right. Okay. What's coming up in the area of communication for Pisces in 2023? What's coming in the area of communication for Pisces in 2023? Okay. What's coming up in the home life? Woo, that was fast. Something's going on in the home life. Okay, what's going on for romance, earthly pleasures, and creativity for Pisces in 2023? Okay. What's coming up in the work and routine area of life for Pisces in 2023? What's coming up in the work and routine life for Pisces in 2023? What's coming up in work and daily routines for Pisces? Ooh, okay, that must come out too. We'll take both. Okay. Let's see what's coming up in partnerships, as in relationships, love relationships, romance relationships that are committed. What is coming up in partnerships? Marriage also factors into this. It is the house of Libra. Whoa, that just really flew out. Okay, move this one right here. Okay, what is coming up for sex, occult, death, transformation? That house is Scorpio for Pisces in 2023. Okay. You might be dealing with a Scorpio. This person could have a strong Scorpio placement. Okay, for this particular card come out there, we'll talk about it. What's coming up in the area of travel, expansion, and spirituality for Pisces in 2023? Okay. Awesome. You got a lot that's coming out as kind of a crossing influence for you. So there's a lot of factors in play for you right now. Okay, what is coming up in Pisces? PR, career, image, brand in 2023. All right. And what is coming up in the air? Woo, okay. Friends and community. All right, we got a quick answer there. And what is coming up in the area of karma, hidden enemies, and evolution for Pisces in 2023? Whoa, okay, another crossing influence. Okay, so what this tells me with so many crossing influences coming out for you, Pisces, you have a lot of choices to make in 2023. It's kind of a crossroads year for you where you have to weigh up the risk versus the reward. I see you being presented with a lot of opportunities to do that, where you're going to have to weigh things out and think about the long-term ramifications of your choices and be very mindful about making these choices. Okay, let's see. We open up with a crossing influence, and this describes you. It's like your personality, how the world will see you, kind of what you're going to be presenting, how you're going to be feeling internally within yourself. Yeah, you got somebody on your mind. Again, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is what is on your mind, and what you're really holding in your space. That this could also be in relation to really wanting to wake up your fire as well. Maybe you feel like your fire is a bit squelched. You're not really feeling your mojo. Maybe you haven't felt very connected to your sensuality. You're sort of wanting to get the spark back. For those of you who've been in relationships for a long time, you're really going to be feeling like, you want to fan those flames. You want to see, can we get it? Can we get it back? It feels like the thrill is gone a little bit. You may feel in general like the thrill has gone a little bit. It was 22:55 on the clock when I said that. I think you're looking for change in this area. I also think that there's going to be some surprising changes in the area of relationships coming up for you in 2023. Some of you may really be feeling like more drawn toward independence. You may be hungering for more personal time just to do your own thing, even if you are in a relationship. For those of you who are single, you may be completely content that way, wanting to stay that way, wanting to just do your own thing, wanting to focus on your own energy. But I do feel like there's this fire sign that's really strongly in the mix for you. And this person is playing an important role in how things pan out for you in 2023. Okay. As far as you, this is really about you embodying more of your qualities of independence, getting your mojo back, rediscovering your sensuality, wanting to explore sexually, connecting with people that turn you on or that light something up inside of you. That sort of makes you want more of that. It feels good to be back in that old energy again. Okay, so I got that coming forward really strong for you. Now, in terms of your finances, we got the Two of Swords here. So it's interesting. For some reason, I look at this and it almost looks like she's holding a giant pair of scissors or like yard shears. Okay, so some of you might need to make a decision about work. Some of you might be thinking about getting into hairstyling, or you might be thinking about renewing a business. Like I see there's like a mirror back here. Okay, so You might be looking to get into cosmetology or do something around beauty or makeovers, something along these lines. Others of you are, gardeners. You do work around horticulture. Some of you may actually do like landscaping, you beautify properties and you do this with plants, like you're very like drawn to the plants, working with the plants. You do a lot of like tree trimming, hedge trimming, things of this nature. You create transformation in these spaces with all the butterflies behind. I also feel like, again, that cosmetology piece, you create transformations in people through their physical exteriors, but it goes deeper than that with this kind of mirror as the backdrop. There's more to it than that. It's about what's invoked inside. Like, this is a special kind of magic you carry. It's a glamour magic. I also feel like some of you are considering going through a makeover. This is something you want to do. Maybe you feel like you need to in order to put your best foot forward in terms of business. Perhaps this wasn't so important to you. You haven't been very focused on image, but at the same time, you recognize to really put your best foot forward, you might need to start paying a little attention to these areas. I do feel this energy, like this kind of makeover energy, sort of determining like, how do I want to present myself in the business arena? How do I want people to receive me? And not ignoring that your image, the way you look, that it is your calling card. So there is this piece here. But I feel like you're also trying to make a decision that is about your finances. There's some choice you have to make. There's some choice you have to make. I see you considering this. You're like weighing it with the Two of Swords. Things are sort of on pause where you feel out if you want to head in a particular direction. But it does promise that when you make a decision, this is really going to create a transformation in your life with the butterflies hanging out in the background there, okay? In terms of communication, which I'm interested to see because there was so much around communication. Yeah, this is a good sign because I felt like there was so much blockage, just getting to your reading. You got the Six of Pentacles. So this shows me that there's going to be mutual, exchange. Like, communications are going to start to be more helpful. You're not going to feel like things are so gridlocked or like people are working at odds in terms of, coming to the bargaining table. I'm really picking this up. And in some cases, this will be very much about finances. It will be about making equitable arrangements around finances where, it feels fair. It feels like it's an even give and take. What you invest is also returned. There's a cooperation, there's reciprocation, there's a friendliness about it, that it feels good for both parties. I see this is something that's going to be at the main frame. I also feel like where you felt like somebody was expecting you to handle everything, they're going to communicate that they can show up and do their part. Okay, so this is kind of like people getting on the same page after being on totally different pages, before and not able to move forward. So there is some kind of cooperation that comes in around communication. So that looks really positive. Looks like you're going to find things a little bit easier, and you're going to find that as the communication opens up, that there is the support that's needed to move things forward in a positive way, and a way that feels fair. And so that's a really positive sign. Now, in terms of your romance and earthly pleasures, creativity. We got the Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I feel like there's something that's been going on that's a bit shady in the area of romance. I feel like there's somebody around you that you don't quite trust, and yet you're wanting to potentially open the door to this person. I think you're going to be considering if you should turn around and give this person another chance, if you should open the door to this energy again. I feel like this person really kind of like tried to get away with some shady shit on you, man. And I think it hurt you. I think it hurt you. I think you felt ripped off by this person, emotionally ripped off. This could also be somebody who's like friendly to your face, but talks shit about you behind your back. You felt like they kind of worked you. I think you feel a lot of like, I'm getting more kind of anger in this situation than anything, just irritation. Like, why'd you waste my time? Why'd you waste my time with this shit? I'm also picking up, I have to bring it in, okay? For some of you, with this being in reverse like this, some of you are like wanting to flip the tables on this person. You're wanting to show them how it feels. You're wanting to like get even with them. I don't recommend that. I don't recommend wasting time on that. As long as you keep yourself like tied up in this old energy and what this person did, it's blocking things from moving forward in a positive way. In terms of creativity, with this Seven of Swords being in reverse, I think you feel like um, maybe you hold yourself back from reaching your full creative potential. Sometimes you kind of have a way of keeping yourself within lines. That's how I want to describe it. Within lines, within guidelines, within like your comfort zone when it comes to your creativity. I think you're being asked to really like go out on a limb and take a risk, even though you think maybe some people won't get it or it won't be well received, that you should go for it. I also feel like you have to make more time to really explore your creativity. Um, that there's certain things that are stealing your time in a way and taking up your energy that you could be using in more creative ways. And I see you sort of like looking at this and redressing the balance. But I think when it comes to like people coming towards you with romantic offers, you're really like putting things on pause. I feel like there's a lot of this, like you'll entertain the person's communication coming forward, but then you're kind of like, okay, let me sit with this a minute. There's really this desire not to be fooled again, that kind of like fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. And you definitely don't want to be put in this position. I do think though, there is this piece, like a little bit of vindictiveness. You also may be like kind of putting this person on pause a little bit out of vindictiveness. Maybe you feel like this person kept you hanging for a long time. They kept you wondering, kept you guessing. You also feel like this person withheld a lot of truth from you. So you might let them sit in the hot seat for a while, let them know how it burns, to be in that position. But I do feel there's something coming up in this. There's not, the trust really isn't there necessarily in the area of romance. And when it comes to just like enjoying yourself, having like time for pleasure and to focus on your creativity, I feel like there's something that's going to be going on, something where you're really in your head about it, some kind of distraction. It could be within your social circle, or in an important connection that it gets you a little bit distracted and caught up. So you start just like steal this time from yourself to really focus on what you want to, that gives you pleasure. And so there's a need to not allow this to happen in 2023 and make sure that you're prioritizing what truly makes you happy and fulfills you. And then in the next chart section, we have Scorpio's house, which is all about sex, occult, death, transformation. And for you, the big transformation is you're walking away from something that you know is just not fulfilling you in 2023. And this is going to be a difficult challenge. It's going to be hard for you to walk away from this, because when we get to the Eight of Cups, we've invested a lot of our emotions, we've invested our time, we've invested our energy. And we really thought it was going to reach that 10, that ultimate fulfillment in relationship. This is a very romantic card. For this to come up in the house of Scorpio, there's definitely some kind of ending happening in a relationship, and followed by an ending, a reinvigoration in the area of relationship. This can be a positive thing. It definitely can be a very positive thing. Deaths are never easy to go through, but they can lead to something so much more rewarding on the other side. And that's what this card is about. It's about choosing the path of heart. It's like, no, I'm ready for something more. I'm ready for something more. And I don't want to settle. But there's a risk in that. You have to let go of like the security blanket, and some of you are going to be walking away from a security blanket. It's a little bittersweet. You get a lot that you're carrying forward from this relationship, though. You've learned a lot from it. And this is what allows you to build a bridge and like get over it, because you can see the value and what it awakened inside of you that allows you to get to the other side of what's held you at the crossroads for so long. You're finally able to move forward with an action. The only thing that held you back was this rabbit energy, which rabbit's all about calling your fears to you. So there was something you were afraid of. I feel like this is kind of mimicking the fool's journey. Like you wanted to strike out in a direction, but fear has kind of held you back for a long time. Fear of also giving up this security, fear of giving up what's familiar to head in a new direction. This certainly could be related to, something creative, because we have so much, that came up in your creativity, not giving your time to what you really love, what you want to prioritize because of other people's demands, other stuff going on in your environment, sort of acting as a saboteur and a distraction. So this could be you deciding like, no, I'm ready to really invest my energy in this direction and moving towards it. And that means certain things have to be released to make room for that. But this is ultimately positive because it's very much working in harmony with that energy of transformation, and it shows you aligning with your heart as you move forward in 2023. Now, in the area of travel and expansion, wow. I mean, wow. Look at this. You end something, okay? That's all. Woo! You end something with the Ten of Swords. You let it go willingly. Look at this. You don't fight it at all. You give yourself over to it. And yes, there's a lot of wounding here. In some places, for some of you, this is you giving up the grudge. You're like, okay, I'm not going to hold on to this anymore. I'm not going to sit here and be in this space where I feel bad about these people who stab me in the back. Instead, I'm going to accept it. I'm going to use this experience to like break me open and set myself free. And I'm going to head toward that light that's on the other side of this experience. And it has you stepping into the light in the form of the Empress. Okay. So this is you really moving into a position of power in your life. This is you feeling very abundant, growing the things in your life that you want to grow, reprioritizing how you funnel your energy, and having it really pay off. You got your mojo back. You're looking good. Okay. You got to glow up. A lot of you are going to have makeovers, in 2023. You're going to put, again, like we opened up with, you're going to put a little more time and energy into your image. And I don't mean this in a phony sort of way. It's more like really an image that is authentically you, but it's like you when you're really feeling yourself, maybe putting a little more energy into how you dress before you walk out the door, or, just, showcasing what you're working with a bit. And I think you're going to get a lot of compliments. Like people are really going to notice it. They're going to see the changes in you. They're going to see the changes physically. A lot of you are really going to change your hair. You've been thinking about doing something very different with your hair, and you're going to go for it. But this is also, being in that place of abundance, being really fulfilled, feeling yourself, feeling good. And it's such a positive sign because remember, you have that 9 of Pentacles in reverse coming up, and that was your pre-Empress energy. So we know that by you ending a situation that is not it, okay? It has you settling in some way, shape, or form. When you end this thing, okay? For some of you, it's a relationship. For some of you, it's some creative project or something or some kind of enterprise you've been pouring yourself into and really just spending too much time and energy invested in this when it's not really aligned with what you want, what's right for your heart. Everything is on the other side of that risk to let this go. It has you really stepping into your power, feeling in your element, abundant, in a place of creativity where you can birth all kinds of new beginnings in your life. And for those of you that have been trying to conceive, this is such a positive sign that this could be the year, that you find yourself with child. Those of you who are able, you're still, in your childbearing years and able to get pregnant and you don't want to get pregnant, you better use some extra precautions, because I feel like you're really going to be in that space where the likelihood that you can conceive goes way up. So we know anytime you start to feel any like nervousness around a big ending that in your heart you need to go through, because it's going to get you to the other side toward what's really aligned with your heart, just remind yourself that on the other side of this big change is the Empress, and that's going to carry you forward a lot into the future. For you masculines out there, you may be willing to risk it all for a particular, Empress you have your eye on. Could be Libra, Taurus, okay? Libra, Taurus, strongly aspected there with the Empress, all right? And for the rest of you, it's just really awakening this in yourself. It could also be for masculines, you're in a place where you're confident enough now that you feel like you can communicate your emotions from a very centered place. And maybe this is something that was held back in the past, but you've really ended that cycle. You've done a lot of healing work on yourself. You understood that your vulnerability is actually your strength. And so you're going to find that so much in your relationships transforms as you begin to open up in your heart and speak what you're feeling. And it gets you back on the same page with somebody who means a lot to you, okay? That coming in there really strong. Okay, so for your PR and your career, we got the Eight of Pentacles. You're going to be working on this. We see this, in terms of finances, and this is very much a card centered around creativity. I also feel Eight of Pentacles a lot can also have sort of an entrepreneurial angle to it. Like this can be like the side gig that later becomes the main gig, because you give up sort of like the corporate job, or you give up the true and steady job that gives you the regular paycheck, but maybe it's kind of settling, like that Eight of Cups. This is like, no, I want to follow my heart. I want to do the kind of work that really fulfills me. I see you really putting a lot of energy into this. You're going to be doing a lot of work on your image. You're going to start thinking about this more in terms of how it relates to your success in really bringing in abundance. But I don't see you going about it a phony way. It's not going to be like some filtered existence. I really see you pouring your energy into this and making sure that you're coming from a place of integrity, but at the same time, be more willing to put yourself out there, giving people your card, making up some cards if you haven't done it yet. Being willing to like sort of, let people know what you do, introducing yourself, letting yourself be seen. This is really coming forward. And I also see that there might be like some kind of showcase for your work. You might be getting, write-ups and press about your work. You might have some big like opening event or launch of something that draws a lot of attention. And it also shows that you got like the money coming in, like your finances are going to grow in 2023. And the more you align your career direction and how you present yourself in terms of your career to the public, the more that you're going to find financially that pays off, because people don't like phony. All right. People want real. So it's not about you being something you're not. It's being so you, right? But you at your best, really letting yourself shine and be your best and letting that be witnessed. So that's a really, really, really cool message come forward there. And then we also have coming in connection with that as well, the Sun and the King of Pentacles. All right. So again, this is you really stepping forward financially in a big way and having success. The King holds that Ace of Pentacles there. We know that the Ace of Pentacles advances, it advances into something really solid with this King of Pentacles. You're really going to experience a lot of growth. And for it to come in with Leo, the sun here, okay, this promises to bring a lot of joy and happiness and also public recognition. This is a big success card, 44:55 on the clock, okay? By you really getting thrown some curveballs, acting out of pocket, doing the unexpected thing, heading off in these directions, you experience this incredible turnaround. It's really amazing what comes in for you. And there is this piece, like kind of spotlight on you. Okay. So something you do is really going to put you in the spotlight. And I feel very strongly there is a creative angle to it. Definitely a creative angle to it. Hmm. And, it might also have something to do with, a child as well. Like those of you who become mothers, like that can really change, your image. It can really change how people view you, right? And this might even become something in connection with your career that you're putting out there. You might be getting into a line of work that involves kids, that involves children. This creates some changes in your image naturally. If you're going through a radical, revamp in your line of work, like how you used to present yourself may be very different in how you present yourself in the future. Certainly, if you are bringing some kind of work with children into the mix, okay? I feel like this would have something to do with like some kind of art therapy involving children. Again, it could also be children's books, something along this lines, something along these lines. I'm telling you, I can't talk right and you're reading. What is up? Ah, that, promises a lot of joy with this hummingbird energy, a lot of joy and a lot of sweetness. It's a very positive sign. Sun is like the happiest card in the deck. And with that brightness, it definitely shows that the spotlight will be on you. Now, in friends, I see a really beautiful energy here, okay? Because we have this as your crossing energy, Two of Cups. So, where you've been feeling challenged with friends, where you feel like you haven't been on the same page, maybe there's been some falling outs or some distance, it's felt awkward. 2023 has you feeling the love in your friendships again. I feel like you're going to get back on the same page. Also, Two of Cups is very much a soulmate energy. So we're looking at soul family. I feel like you're having like a lot of destined connections coming into your life in 2023. You're going to be reunited with people that you've had falling outs with. Maybe some of these people you haven't seen for a long time. Some of these people you may have been involved with romantically in the past, okay? And now you're coming together and working things out and you're establishing a really solid friendship. Maybe that had to be put on ice for a while because feelings were still too strong. It wasn't really possible to reconnect as friends. But now you're kind of like over that hurdle. You built that bridge, you got over it. Now you can reconnect as friends and it feels good. It's nice, Feels nice to have this person back in your life. I also feel like this is people you've never met before. You may have a connection that comes into your life where at first it starts as friends. It's just a totally platonic connection. Later it becomes something a little more. Some of you might have some friends with benefits arrangements. Okay. So you might find the lines between friendship and romance get a little bit blurred in 2023. All these pieces coming in. There may be some questions too, like with it coming in as a crossing influence, you might have a friend that you're really attracted to and you're wondering, is the risk worth the reward? Like, what if it doesn't work out between us romantically and then I lost this amazing friend? Or potentially damage a friendship, Maybe you're interested in somebody's ex and you're worried about how your friend will react to that. I mean, with the communication piece, I think you need to talk to your friend. All right. Like communication is a major theme coming up for you. And we do see a lot of kind of like, there's some shady energy in your read too, With that Seven of Swords, it's possible you could have been in that Seven of Swords behavior, Maybe there's something that, you've tried to get away with in the past, maybe you're coming clean, maybe you're being honest, so there's different ways that this could play out. Maybe somebody feels this way about you, okay? Maybe there needs to be some communication. Maybe there's been some rumors. Maybe there's been some gossip that has slanted a friend's perception of you. Maybe you need to clear the air. That gets you on the same page. Okay, so this coming in pretty strongly, but I also see that there will be something to celebrate. There will be some kind of healing on the other side of this for most of you. And for others of you, there's something involved in like a third party dynamic that needs to be addressed. And again, I feel like there's some kind of friend piece in there. A crossing of lines with friends is what's coming forward very strongly. If you were a third party dynamic in a friend's relationship and your friend doesn't know about it, that could be a big, big problem. So it is something to be mindful of, Pisces, okay? There's something to address here, but the lines of friendship and love are blurred. And this is in need of healing, ultimately. Work needs to be put in to heal either way. And some of you are going to take a risk in a friendship. You're going to risk to make it something more, and it leads to something to really celebrate, okay? Something on the other side. So there's this big piece coming forward, though, about the need to communicate. Communicate. Don't block communication. Be real in your communication. Some interesting things coming up there. Then we also have, Five of Wands. So I feel like this has been something that has been, a source of disagreements. There may have been some drama around this. There might be multiple people involved. This might be kind of a messy situation that's getting sorted out in 2023. This can be very competitive too. I hope you didn't let somebody get you involved in a competitive situation that involves friends, because that's always no moss. That's just never that's never a good situation. It can cause a lot of problems, but there's healing work to be done here. There's healing work to be done here, and there's some kind of romantic connection involved in friendships and crossing of lines, that something needs to be addressed in 2023, and communication is a big part of it. And then finally, we have okay, in karma and hidden enemies and evolution, I mean, we got justice. This is a need to balance the scales. And this is also justice will be served. Okay, so regardless of whether you've had people that have been acting out of pocket with you or have done you wrong, or if there's areas where you have cleanup work to do, just know that the scales are going to get balanced for you in 2023. What goes around comes around. So those of you Pisces who've been moving ethically, you've been in integrity, you're going to see things balanced out in your favor. And where things have been, not handled in the best way, those scales will be balanced as well. So it's very much a reap what you sow kind of year for you, Pisces, with that justice card. With the Empress on the board, justice here too, I have to say, Libra could factor strongly in your situation, okay? And again, bottom of the deck energy, I just have to call it out. It's right there. We got the Lovers, okay? Some kind of message will come forward about this. It involves a decision. It involves a decision. And I just got, for some of you, it might be a decision to like tell the truth, cough it up, make a confession, all right? So something coming in here. It was 53, 55 on the clock when I said that. Let's get a theme card for your 2023. One theme card, Spirit. Overarching theme for Pisces in 2023. Overarching theme for Pisces in 2023. The devil. The devil. There is some kind of addictive behavior to overcome, some kind of shadow aspect that needs to be, I said like a I almost said agreed with. Maybe you made an agreement with somebody where you know that you weren't really acting out of your higher nature. Could be a Capricorn, somebody that's Capricorn strongly aspected in their chart. Could be something around money too, okay? Some kind of offer that was made puts you in a kind of a compromising position though, where you have to wear a mask. You don't get to be honest. Maybe you're hidden. Some of you may be in some kind of agreement where you are hidden. Your role is secret. There's something that's being transformed in this respect in 2023. What was toxic is being transformed. What was unhealthy in connections is being transformed. What's been out of balance in terms of finances or not being truthful, wearing masks, hiding, being out of integrity. This is all being addressed in 2023. One more card just to top it off, a super awesome future card theme for 2023 for Pisces. Big like truth coming out. A lot of truth coming out. A lot of stuff coming to light. What wasn't seen is going to be seen. Where you couldn't have a clear direction before because there was a lot of people wearing masks and there's been some dishonesty and drama and confusion. Like things are going to get cleared up one way or another, that's definitely positive. Yeah, you could definitely have Capricorn factoring in here with that King of Pentacles that came in too. That is Capricorn energy, right? Somebody might have a strong Capricorn placement in their chart. If you have Capricorn North node, this could be about you transforming behaviors that keep you from manifesting your ultimate success. It's like calling yourself to the mat and saying, get it together, man. You need to stop fucking off and you need to get focused. Get focused. Stop distracting yourself. Really create what you want to create, because if you do, you're going to step into your destiny in a big way, but it requires you have focus and commitment. Yep. Look at this. You haven't been focused up to this point because it fell on the floor. What comes in here? We got the Queen and we got this Hawk energy right here. Hawk is all about having perspective, looking at the whole picture. We got that 2 energy. So it's like working in partnership. Hawk is messages from spirit. Work in harmony with spirit. Listen to what spirit guides you to do. Stay in alignment with your spirit, with your soul, where it guides you. Remember who the fuck you are. Put on your crown. Get a perspective, an outside view. Get some distance from situations that confuse you. Look at things as they are and figure out a new course of action and what you need to give up, what you need to transform, what you need to change in your life, so you can get on like a steady routine, keep your focus, and call into being what you're ready to step into now. Because this is the year you're not allowed to settle. You are not allowed to settle in 2023. It's about you remembering who you are, stepping into your Empress energy and all the abundance and the reward that comes from that. But you're going to have to take one hell of a risk.